We're here in Columbia, Missouri for the NRA's Bianchi Cup, joined by Mark Wills. Now, Mark, are you more a country star or a competitive shooter?
Oh, I'm actually neither.
You got to pick one.
I like to sing country music. I'm a country music singer, and I love to shoot. Okay. I'm a big proponent of the shooting sports. Okay. I love to do this. I host a television show called Three Gun Nation, which is actually starting to air this summer.
What network?
It's on Versus. Okay. So I love to do that. I love to shoot, and I've been a shooter my whole life. I've never been a competitive shooter. And so this has sort of turned into one of those deals. Last year, Tom Hughes, my friend, who was basically putting this show together for the last few years, he called me and said, "Man, he goes, I know you love to shoot. I'd love for you to come out and do something with the NRA and do something with Bianchi." And I said, okay. And so I came out last year, shot the event, loved the event. Not exactly what I would consider my strong point in the shooting world. I do a lot of police type stuff, police training, military training, that sort of stuff. That's what I love to do. And so shooting a little black circle at 50 yards, not so much for me. But more importantly than that, I'm having a great time. I mean, this is one of the only places that you can come to throughout the country, and see all my buddies who are the top shooters in the world. You've got international teams from all around the world that come in to shoot this event, and we have a great time. It's 3 or 4 days of hanging out with your friends and sharing stories and just having fun.
Now there's it's a pro-am event, of course, so there's celebrities like yourself, and there's people from Hollywood, music industry. Now the people from Hollywood, it's hard to find fellow people from Hollywood because guns are taboo unless it's on screen.
Right, exactly.
Country singers, is it easier to find more of you guys in the shooting world? Well,
myself, Michael Peterson. I mean, Michael showed up last year. He's back this year actually shooting the event. Marshall Teague, great actor. He is here, and he actually shoots. I mean, he's a great shooter. I was just at the practice range with him. I love war movies. I love shoot 'em up movies. But you're right. It's a different world, and and I love to see people who are big in their industry and at the same time are not afraid or ashamed to stand up and say, "I love guns." For me, I've been a shooter since I was 5. I got my first .22 rifle for my 5th birthday. My dad bought it for me, brought it home, and the very first thing he taught me was gun safety. And I've passed on that tradition to my girls. When my oldest daughter turned 5, I bought her a Chipmunk .22, and when my youngest daughter turned 5, I bought her a Mosquito .22 pistol. So both my girls would have guns to shoot. And and I love being outdoors. I love to see my fellow entertainers step up to the plate and say, there's nothing wrong with being a person that loves to go out and shoot. It's a great way to spend some time with your friends, and as long as you do it safely and you do it in a way that's respectful, you're handling a firearm. I mean, as long as you do it respectfully, you couldn't have a better way to have a fun day. I mean, it's just awesome.
Now, you talked about your father passing on to you, passing on to your daughters. Are you finding that more and more now, generations as they're getting older, they're passing this down less and less to their kids, and how do you combat that?
Well, I think you find it. I think you find it going both ways. I think if you're an anti-gun person, you're that much more anti-gun for your family because you don't want them to be in danger. For me, I find it the exact opposite. I want my kids to know about firearms. I want my children to know how to protect themselves if, God forbid, they ever are in a predicament where they have to. But more importantly, not as much for the self-protection side of it. I want my kids to enjoy a day at the range with their dad. I remember those memories for me when I was a kid. When I was out with my dad in the woods and we were shooting, there was nothing better in the world. And I want my children to have that. And that's what I do. I take them out. Every opportunity we get, we go out to our range. We break out their little .22s. We shoot. Go out and shoot clays. Go out and shoot targets. Go out and just have fun shooting Coke cans in the woods. That's some of the best times that I can remember with my parents growing up, and I want my children to have the same thing with me. I want them to look back when they're my age and go, "I loved it when Daddy took me out and we took our guns out and just went and shot."
Now, you were also at the NRA convention recently in Charlotte, so I know the NRA is important to you, but why?
Well, I find us in our world right now with more people trying to take my freedom away from me. whether it be to own a certain type of gun, whether it be to carry my gun where I go, whether it be for me to, to be able to protect my family or to protect myself. So, the NRA is a great group of folks who are out there constantly battling, to keep our freedom. And as long as I can come out and shoot some guns, have some fun with my friends, and support a great cause in a great organization that continues to fight for me, not fight against me, because that's what a lot of our leaders are doing now. They're fighting against us. They're fighting against the people who legally own firearms and do it the right way. They're fighting against us. They're taking our freedoms away. If I can come out and work with an organization that supports me in my love of firearms and supports me in the right and the ability to protect myself, I'll be there every day.
Now, you said you're a relatively recent competitive shooter here. What people who are watching and listening and just they're kind of nervous about getting started with it, tell them what to do to say, just do it.
Go and watch a match. Yeah. Go, I've got a brand new shooter this is her very first match ever shooting anything competitively. She's a fan. She's a friend of mine. I met the young lady when she was, 13 years old. She's now 26. And her mom and dad, her dad's a police officer, they came and watched me shoot Bianchi last year, and they were like, we love it. We want to come shoot it. So this is her first year. She's making her debut performance at the biggest, the biggest championship there is. Right. So she's here. She's here to shoot it, for the very first time. So, go to your local ranges. Get involved in your local chapters of all the different shooting sports. Learn what it's about. Go out and check it out a few times. Go out and shoot some matches. I mean, I got thrown into the 3-gun deal because, they asked me, would you like to come shoot a 3-gun match? I'd never shot a 3-gun match, and 3 weeks later, I'm up to my knees in mud shooting a 3-gun match, and loved every minute of it. So that's what it's about. Get out and have fun. Learn the sports. Learn all the different angles, and go out and enjoy the day with your friends, and just make it fun.
Mark, is there a website where people can keep track of you?
Yeah, you can actually go to markwills.com, or you can follow me on Facebook, Mark Wills, and it's got my picture like this, like that on Facebook. And then of course we have all the other stuff. You have the MySpace and all that kind of stuff.
Are you Twittering yet?
I am Twittering. Nice. I am Twittering. Mark_Wills Music. Okay. On Twitter, and you never know what you're going to see on there. I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not going to promise I won't offend you. How about that? So get on there just to see what I'm going to say, because sometimes it's good and sometimes it's really stupid.
Mark Wills, thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Good to see you.